Hi guys, this is Dave Bennett with theme2html.com. I want to give you a quick update before the weekend kicks in. Next week's going to be really busy, and this week was really busy, so we've been doing a lot of setup to get going. I just want to make sure you get a visual on some of the things that are happening right now. So for instance, we're still sitting entirely strong with sellyourhomenow.com. There's some other folders we've added, so I'm waiting for this number to increase in order to accommodate the other folders. You know, the latest states. Some of you guys, I've already sent you your information. For the rest of you, I'll send it to you soon. Just got to make time to get to it. But you have one. Everyone's got a state assigned to them. Everyone's got a phone number assigned to them. Everyone's and Google's been extremely liberal with indexing our pages just on small sitemap submissions. So anyway, I want to make this point, like I said, so you get a visual just real quick. You can understand what's happening here. So 18,700 pages on the site are live, okay, so far, and it's been all week. I mean, that's our green light from Google to go ahead and do what we want to do. So let me just show you. We get some ranking results, okay, but not a ton. I want to show you where we're at and where we're going to be real soon. So, for instance, if you do a search on the site and you're just looking for this phrase, in other words, location in California, there are about 51 results that pop up here, all variations on keywords, right? So now if you go and you start looking at some of those keywords, then you start to see different things appearing. We can buy your oceanside home fast, just as a concept, okay? And where are we? We are on, are we here? Yeah, I was gonna say, of course. So we're like right down here, okay, on page 2. So page 2 about halfway down. So we're starting to come up on things that matter, okay? We can buy your oceanside home fast as one variation on a keyword. Let's take a look at another variation. Need help selling a Laguna Beach home. So if you're in Laguna Beach and you're like, I need to sell my home, you know, need help selling my Laguna Beach home, how's that work? Because need help selling my home can be different from state to state, city to city. So anyway, top of page 2. So this last one, we're in the middle of page 2. Here's this one. This one's top of page 2. Now, if I look at the next one, also Laguna Beach. Must sell Laguna Beach home fast. And here we are on the front page, right below Zillow. Okay? And there you have it. So anyway, that's just some basics. Now, the point I want to make is this. If you go looking at, okay, let me just show you an organic chart, okay? This site kind of came live last week, okay? We got to the point where we've had 2,180 impressions from our pages, okay? Not a ton, but why? Because of our average position is 12.9, so it's page 2. Not a lot of people go to page 2, right? Total clicks is 22. Okay, so anyway, I'm just telling you, this is kind of how this is kicked in, and you do the Google dance in the beginning, and you're going to do organic dancing anyway, but this is all organic stuff, okay? And it's a really good start, and this is where it's where we were getting some phone calls and so on. So having said all that, what we want to do is really shove this up, because how do we get total clicks up from 22, you know, versus this idea of 2,180 total impressions? Well, we raise our average position, okay? And by doing that, raising our average position, right, then we're going to get a lot more clicks. Now, that makes sense. So how does that physically look? What are we doing that will pull that off? Let me just show you. Like I said, in one case, we're somewhere on page 2. Another case, we're somewhere on page 2. Another case, we're somewhere here. But again, it's just one spot on the page, right? There are all these different things that are happening on the page. So here's the whole phase 2 concept. This is where phase 2 goes. So I want to make sure you guys get a visual on this. Garden Grove is another city. If you were doing a keyword and you were targeting it to a city, okay, here's how this looks. Garden Grove factoring in Garden Grove, how it affects them, whether it'll work for them. Here's just the idea. Garden Grove factoring, and all of these results that you see here, as different as they are, all belong to the one client, okay, for factoring. Every one of the results, anything you would think to click on here, all goes to them. It goes through different forwarding phone numbers to the same company. It's the same company. Let me give you another example of that. Oceanside factoring. How many of these belong to them? I think most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can go just opening these pages in different tabs and you'll recognize the handiwork, right? Most of it was like the chamber, okay, Chamber of Commerce at the top, and then some other company, but after that, our guy all the way down. Let's look at a bigger city, Chicago factoring. And Chicago factoring, we are on the front page twice, okay? At least 2 times. Atlanta factoring, another big city, and we're on that page too. I forget how many times, once, twice, something like that. There's one. Could be another one. One anyway. Okay. What else? San Francisco factoring. Talk about just getting around, and we have a number of results here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So all this stuff adds up. You know, and if you get more specific, San Francisco trucking factoring or restaurant factoring in San Francisco or something like that, then this guy just takes over, you know, most of the stuff. So what does it take? It takes multiple websites. If you want to have multiple front page positions, you have to have a website, then you have to have a different website and a different website and a different website and a different website. Okay? Well, over the weekend, we're getting the copywriting done on 15 more distressed home websites, okay? And we're going to use them nationwide, and they're going to cover all the different things. Like this is going to be VAR'd out, so it's going to be sell your home with flood or water damage, but another page will say with termite damage, you know, and so on. It goes on and on and on. So we're doing 15 more productions that we're going to add into the whole, right? Some of you guys own the entire site nationwide because you went ahead and got a whole project and said, I want one for the whole nation. And guess what? We're going to interweave all the links together after we produce them, make sure Google's indexing them and that they're cool. Then the next thing is just start weaving the backlinking network together. And by doing that, you create the link juice and the backlinks, okay? In the juice that whatever juice we accommodate or aggregate over the course of time will flow through this entire structure. That's why Google's indexing these so fast. 18,700 pages, over 17,000 in a single weekend. It can follow the links right away and just completely crawl through huge sections of the site in a day or two. Okay, that's the whole point. All right, so that's what we're doing with this entire structure. We're going to knit it together. They're all going to be huge. They're all going to have folders for every state. They're all going to drive traffic inward, and they're going to help force all these things to pull up onto the front page. Okay, so what's that going to do? That's going to take advantage of this concept. So imagine 2,180 total impressions because we were in 12.9. Imagine that whole thing changes. Okay. And it rapidly becomes like 21,000 impressions in, I don't know what. It said last 28 days, but heck, we haven't even run it that long. This is 28 days, the whole thing here. This is like the week and a half of the entire existence of the site, okay? And so, yeah, what is that, 10 days or something like that? I don't know, 12 days, 14 days, something like that. All right, so imagine that this is going to leap up to like 21,800 in a week or two, and that's going to be times 16 different sites, okay? And then because this is going to pop up front page multiple results, that's going to be the equivalent of getting, you know, per site, oh, I don't know, 500 clicks, you know, a week times 16 just to start, all right? Organically, it's gonna get huge fast. We'll have to see how huge as we go, but that's the point. We're saturating it, and Google's following us, and we're building this thing, and it's going to do likewise, like the other project, and we're just going to keep growing it. Now, here's another point I want to make. Aside from organics, what about AdWords? We're going to get everything running anyway. A guy asked me about that too. He was doing pest control, and he said, okay, I'll just show you. Here's where he's at. He just started playing with it, right? So he's got like a $20 a day budget targeting the US. And he's got some basic ad groups, okay? And he paused the campaigns for some feedback because he wasn't making enough money on it. He wasn't making enough money to cover his costs, actually. But anyway, default bid, $2 each. All right, here's the point I want to make. First of all, average positions low, but even then, his click-through rate is over 2% on most of this, okay? At least 3 sections of these, which is huge. 2% is excellent already if you get a click-through rate like that. Having said that, he got 47 clicks, okay, for which he paid 74 bucks. So it comes to like $1.50 a click. I went in and looked. He's got over 4,000 keywords between these campaigns, these ad groups. 4,000 keywords. Anyone that knows ad groups and understands setting up campaigns optimally knows you don't do it that way, okay? Having said that, what he didn't know, because he didn't have the record of the calls yet, that stuff will come back to him. I have been hearing these calls. He doesn't know it, but most of these have definitely called, like 45 of them, 44. And out of those 44 or 45, like 38 were completely unique calls, okay? Out of those 38, like 35 were absolutely solid. Now let's think about that, okay? Now, one of the reasons that they're not lasting long enough to turn to a conversion on his end is because of the network he chose. When the call came in, the automated voice on the other end of the network said, if you are an existing customer or need service, press 1. And if somebody pressed 1, that would stop the call. That they would go ahead and call them back. So you got to choose your network or go around the network and get right to the people for the best effect, right? But that is the thing that we're talking about too, because our second way of backing all that up, making sure we get enough cash, is to also sell those leads. All right. So by doing those two, these campaigns will absolutely be profitable. You can find anyone who wants to pick up the leads, especially if you go area by area or a nationwide provider, and they'll just simply agree to pay for leads, then this is absolutely profitable, because $1.50 a click, we found out from our AdWords specialist that when you become a Google partner, then you can get a lot of coupons for free. So like 25 bucks of paid ads, you can get another 100 bucks as a voucher to actually go ahead and pay for extra hours. Okay, that's a big deal. So we need to set this thing up optimally, and we need to finalize or choose a different network for the call through. And this campaign will definitely be profitable. Okay, there are a lot of options for pest control out there, and this campaign will be profitable. There you go. That's the update for right now. Just letting you know what's going on. Everything's moving quick, and we will catch up with most of this stuff pretty soon. Okay, I hope you found this interesting. We'll get talking again soon. Take care. Have a good weekend.